Hi students, JNTUK R16 third year ECE, subject microwave engineering, unit number 4, lecture number 16, May 15th, Department of ECE, Chebrolu Engineering College. Myself Raghava. So the amplification process involved in this traveling wave tube. So when electrons entering into the helix, so, so when electrons entering helix, so they acquire initially at a zero field, and these electrons, when entering into particular helix traveling wave tube. So what is the brief schematic here? So here cathode, somewhat of electron gun here. So again anode here. It is the anode. So from here, a beam of electrons. This is the slow wave structure. That is the RF input. It is the focusing magnet. Okay. So here we got amplification. This is the brief schematic related to traveling wave tube. So initially, when electrons entering into this helix traveling wave tube, all or attain zero field are not affected by the signal wave. So with this signal wave, initially they got zero field. And those electrons entering into this helix at accelerating field. So we have accelerating. At accelerating field, all electrons got accelerated. These electrons got accelerated. Similarly, when in deaccelerating condition, so the electrons entering into the helix at retarded, so we called retarding here. So the retarding field, all electrons are decelerated. So therefore, all these electrons, when traveling further along this helix, they are form some bunch structure at here. So as already in previous discussion, so these electrons entered into this particular helix during this zero field. All these electrons are collected. So all these electrons are collected at collector terminal. So therefore bunching of these electrons are shifted by the value pi by 2. Since the DC velocity of electrons is slightly greater than axial wave velocity, so therefore more electrons are in the retarding field than in the accelerating field, and a great amount of energy is transferred from into electromagnetical field. So therefore this process is simply here termed as amplification process or amplification of the signal wave. So all amplification of the signal wave is to be attained at the particular bunching process. So on this journey, so this bunch of electrons become more compact and larger amplification of the signal voltage occur at the end of this helix. At the end of this particular helix, so the magnet which what are producing here, these are the two magnets now. So what we produced here, so these two focusing magnets are produces axial. So all these focusing magnets are produces axial magnetic field. So to prevent this spreading of electron beam that is travel into the particular tube, so therefore an attenuator is placed near the center of the helix, so that is reduce all waves that are traveling into this helix structure, which are very nearer to zero. Clear? So these bunch of electrons emerging from attenuator induce a new electrical field with the same frequency. Very important term. So keyword equal to same frequency. So this field in turns induces a new amplified microwave signal. So in this way, so a new generated signal is available at the output of our bunching cavity. So that we shows like here. So suppose if this is the microwave RF input, so this is the status of the RF input. So at later time, so after influencing of electron beam, so we have the RF induced in the particular beam. So this is RF input and this is electron beam bunching, and it is the influence of attenuation. So the status at here we got RF induced into helix. So now we discuss, so what is the importance of these flow wave structures. So here we have So in helix traveling wave tube, slow wave structure is mentioned in the main diagram in the shape of helix tones. So what is the important feature for these slow wave structures? Nothing but all these slow wave structures are operated with the influence of operating frequency. So here operating frequency is the one of the keyword. So from we as we know that if operating frequencies increase, so in the resonant circuit, the values of inductance and capacitance in the resonant circuit is going to be decrease. So what is the main reason behind this equals to due to because of gain bandwidth product, and it is limited by in the resonant circuit. So the ordinary resonant cannot be provide good gain bandwidth product value. So this value is not be in ordinary resonant circuit. So to improve this gain bandwidth product, so here we are introducing a new non-resonant type model simply called a slow wave structure. So when these slow wave structures are embedded, when these slow wave structures are inbuilt, the advantage obtained with these slow wave structures are gain parameter increases, bandwidth, wider bandwidth specifications are to be meeting. So by the definition of these slow wave structures, so these slow wave structures are nothing but these are the special circuits that are used in these microwave tubes to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction so that electron beam and the signal wave can interact with each other. So by the observation with this slow wave structure, so phase velocity, so phase velocity is one of the keyword. So phase velocity of particular wave in ordinary waveguide is greater than velocity of the light in the particular vacuum. So in this operation, traveling wave and magnetron type, traveling wave type and magnetron, these are the two popular devices where electron beam must keep in step with microwave signal. So why? Because what is the key principle behind of these traveling wave tube and magnetron is nothing but when electron beam can accelerated only these velocity that are be about in the function of the velocity of the light in the slow wave structure that must be incorporated in the microwave device so that phase velocity of these microwave signals can keep pace with the electron beam for effective interactions. So here we are introducing several types of slow wave structures. So one type of a different slow wave structure here I am drawing. So these are the various slow wave structures. So slow wave structure one, which is be like helix copper wire. So the in this helix line, so this is simply an example with helix. Another example here we have so which is example called folded line. So that is called here folded back line. So another type of this is called zigzag line model is another slow wave structure. So next we have somewhat of so it is interdigital line type. Similarly, we have, for example, corrugated waveguide. So it is a corrugated type waveguide where your so this is the corrugated wave. So that's why these are the very popular slow wave structures generally implemented in construction of tubes in microwave engineering, especially in our helix traveling wave tube. We used helix type slow wave structure to improve the amplification of the particular microwave signal. Especially in this helix slow wave structure, translation back or front through a particular distance of one length that is incidentally in some structural again. So therefore, the period is simply represented by the pitch period. Yesterday we saw that velocity is simply c into uh, pitch divided by pi d is the very popular design equation for this type of slow wave structures. Next, we want to know what is the significance of axial electrical field in this type of slow wave structure. So here I am mentioning, so what is the significance or what is the importance of this axial electric field. So what is the significance of this axial electrical field in traveling wave tube? So to for understanding of this axial electrical field, so let me draw what is the equivalent circuit for this so in this diagram we have somewhat of significance specification is to be mentioned to evaluate the axial electrical field phenomena in helix traveling wave tube. So the convention current in the particular electron beam that induced in this electrical field in a slow wave circuit. So therefore this induced field that are add to the existing field presenting in the particular circuit, and this fields are causes the circuit power to increase with the distance. So therefore coupling relationship is to be monitored in the particular this type of the slow wave structure. So therefore the given slow wave structure is to be represented by a lossless transmission line. So for such type of this lossless transmission line, the parameters are going to be, so L is the inductance per unit length, C equals to capacitance per unit length, and capital I is the alternating current for a given transmission line. The capital V is the alternating voltage for a given transmission line, and a capital I equals to convention current. So as we know from this past transmission line knowledge, since the transmission line is coupled to a convention electrical beam current, so therefore automatically a current is induced in this line. So therefore current flowing through this line, and this current has left end portion of the line with a value of dz. So what is the variation of the current? Can anyone say that variation of the current equals to instantaneous current plus the variation of this current that can be formulated by this transmission line? Since the next stage of this current in the length dz must be 0, however, the current flowing out of these electron beam into the first line current that should be available with minus dou I z by dou z of dz. So this is called the application of the transmission line theory just by incorporating the electron beam that should result after the transmission. So with this knowledge, we are able to write the fundamental equation, which is equals to dou I by dou z equals to minus C dou V by dou T minus dou I z by dou I. So this is the primary equation, and then we can incorporate this equation with the primary constant. So minus gamma I equals to minus j omega CV plus gamma into I. So that is here equation number 2. So where the partial derivative requires minus gamma and dou by dou t that equals to j omega. That should be both are be replaced. So when you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, so the final simplification from previous transmission line model, so minus L into di by dt. So similarly, the simplified expression equals to minus j omega L I. So when we can eliminate current term in these two equations, so the net equation is formulated by substituting above. So that is you are getting minus V omega square LC minus gamma I j into omega L. So by looking equation number 5, if the electron beam current is not present, so the equation 5 reduced to typical wave equation of the transmission line when particular current value equal to 0. Therefore, here we are build the propagation constant that equals to j omega into root LC. So as we know that we have Z naught equals to L by C. So by using this, when electrical beam current is present in this particular equation number 5, so that can be written by using equation number 6 and equation number 7 as so V equals to minus gamma Z naught divided by gamma square minus gamma square multiplied by current. So why? Because we have the fundamental step, so that equals to Ez equals to minus del V, so that equals to minus dou V by dou Z. That can be written as so from this one, so what is the axial electric field? So here axial electrical field is formulated by Ez equals to minus gamma square gamma Z naught divided by gamma square to I. So by monitoring this equation up to now in this, so it determines how the electrical field of the slow wave structure is affected by spatial AC electrical beam current. So in this way, a particular axial electrical field of the slow wave structure is to be formulated. In the next upcoming lecture, we will watch, we are able to learn what are the wave modes that are presenting in the particular slow wave structures. So thankful to all watching this.